Greetings everyone, we are the representatives from our research group from Samson Wityalai School about mosquito aquatic predator diversity and its abundance in Group5 province in the southern part of Thailand. Today we are going to present to you our research. The group members are as shown on the screen. On to the next slide.
Mosquito has carried many diseases as shown. Dengue fever, malaria may lead all to death, even though it is a slight possibility, but it still can happen, right? Well, we will take a focus on dengue fever, as shown on the next slide that we have here. This is a graph of dengue case in Thailand. As you can see, first graph is about the case in range of 2014 to 2023. In the same time, the first graph did compare to the 5-year median graph, while the second graph did the compare of facility case between the citizens who are younger than 15 and who's older than 15. Well, the objective of the research is to study the diversity and abundance of mosquito in both rural and urban areas in Group5 province, Thailand. Of course, in this research, we're gonna have individual variables. First one is the type of the container. Based on the three sites we use to study are as shown. 1. The Bunsiam Hotel area. 2. Punaras Pachasan Temple. And 3. Karavaram Temple. Mosquito has carried many diseases as shown. Dengue fever, malaria may lead all to death, even though it is a slight possibility, but it still can happen, right? Well, we will take a focus on dengue fever, as shown on the next slide that we have here. This is a graph of dengue case in Thailand. As you can see, first graph is about the case in range of 2014 to 2023. In the same time, the first graph did compare to the 5-year median graph, while the second graph did the compare of facility case between the citizens who are younger than 15 and who's older than 15. After we found the container we want to observe it, we will use the application called Group5 Observer to collect the data we need as shown step by step. Of course, in this research, we're gonna have individual variables. First one is the type of the container. Based on the site, we want to see the container like the material, the lid, and others. It's a common sense that mosquitoes have a bunch of species, right? But how can we categorize them by the larval phase? Well, from the chart, we can see that they all have a different characteristic, so we can analyze this area easier. One of the essential variables is the water level. Larvae do live in the water after all, so we made a measurement to collect the data easier, from 0 to 100%. And this slide shows the real picture of larvae we taken while analyzing the sample.
On to the next part, results and discussion. In the first graph, it's about numbers of man-made and natural containers within the 3 areas of study. For man-made containers, 57 containers were found in Temple, which is the most commonly found in all of the areas of studies. And for natural containers, which is more or less lesser than man-made containers, we found around 1 to 3 containers. And on to the next graph. For the second graph, which indicates numbers of metal, plastic, earthen, and others containers within the 3 areas of study. As you can see from the y-axis, is the number of container. And for metal containers were not found in any areas of study. And for the most commonly found were other containers, which especially Temple, which is on 44 containers. To the next graph. And here are some of the pictures of earthen containers and other containers that were found in our studying sites. On the left side, as you can see, is a kind of a flower pot, most of them, and the right side mostly is plastic or cement. On to the next one. In the third graph, which is about numbers of containers with lids and container without the lids in the three areas of studies, container with lids were not found at all in any areas of studies, and for container without the lids, the most commonly found were in the Ga temple. On to the next slide. And here's the picture of containers with lid and containers without the lids. On the left side, as you can see, is the example of containers with lids, but there are no water in it, so that's why our research graph doesn't have it. And on the right side is containers without the lids, for example, such as flower pot or a ditch. To the next slide. On our fourth graph, which is about water levels in containers within the three areas of studies, we're separated into 4 ranges: 0 to 25%, 26 to 50%, 51 to 75%, and 76% to 100%. And the most commonly found, which is also in Ga temple again, is 76% to 100%. Onto the next slide. And these are the graph about water temperature in our 3 areas of studies. In conclusion, mostly the temperature is on 36 to 37 degrees Celsius. And this graph is about water salinity in our areas of study. In the first one, Bunsiam Hotel, the most commonly found value of water salinity is around 0.4. The next one of Panarat Temple is around 0.5, and the last one, Ga Temple, is around 0.8. And these graphs shows the water pH value of the 3 areas of studies. For Bunsiam Hotel, the value is around on the basic side, a little bit higher. And for Panarat Temple and Ga Temple, the value is mostly on 6 to 7, which is neutral. And in this graph, which is about discoveries of lava and predators in 3 areas of study, we're separated into 2 columns. 2 big columns and small 4 columns. For the big columns, on the left side is about the lava that we discovered, and on the right side is the predators that we discovered. Mostly, the lava were found in Bunsiam Hotel, and for the predators were mostly found in Ga Temple. On to the next graph, which is about species of mosquito, including Aedes and Culex, within the 3 areas of study. In total, we can see that we found Culex species more than Aedes. And to specify the places, each areas, we can see that we found both of the species in Bunsiam Hotel the most, more than the other places. And we didn't found any Culex species of mosquito in the Panarat Temple. On to the last chart, which is about the species of predator such as water strider, small water strider, fish, amphibians, shellfish, and bloodworms. The most commonly found species of predator is amphibian. Thank you for your attention.